Well, the day has finally arrived. It is time I review the new lineup in the Cars franchise, Pixar's Cars on the Road, the latest series on Disney Plus, and the latest thing that has come from the Cars universe as of late. So yeah, I've been planning to make this review for a while now, and I it basically just comes down to laziness, to be honest. But still, I am really looking forward to talking about this show and my overall thoughts on it now that I finally watched the episodes and the overall show. So now I'm just going to be reviewing the animation, the characters, and the overall show and see what I really think about it. So, without further ado, let's finally get into this. This is my review on Pixar's Cars on the Road. Now, the synopsis for this series is that Lighting and Mater are trying to go to Mater's wedding, Mato's wedding, Mater's sister. So basically, they're just going around all these different places while they try to get to the wedding on time. But the first episode focuses on the Dino Park and how Lightning actually has an interest towards dinosaurs and all that stuff, which, first off, is really interesting because Lightning shows only really an interest in racing and all that stuff, but it's nice to see that the characters, especially the main ones, have really different interests because it really makes them more human-like, which, that's the whole point of this franchise, is that the cars may be vehicles, sure, but they act a lot like humans because, well, they are, just in vehicle form, and also vehicle other things. But still, I also really love the part where they basically turn into cave cars, you would say. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that. So, overall, this episode isn't really special, honestly. It's just a standard first episode where the main characters are traveling someplace else. And yeah, and I also really like the design of the dinosaurs, especially the T-Rex one. I found it really interesting because we never really seen any big Cars lore ever since 2, I would say. But now that we're back, we're getting even more just storylines and stuff. And no, not storylines, just the overall lore of this whole universe and how it really works, or the lack of rules, I would say. So, yeah, overall, this episode is exactly very special, but still really enjoyed it. I recommend anyone watch it if they're bored, really. And now there's the second part I want to talk about, mostly the episodes. Mainly the episodes are pretty short themselves, but now I want to talk about the animation, because obviously, since it's Pixar, is the absolute best that it's ever been so far. I mean, the details and everything are really nice. I mean, we already know this stuff by now. Pixar is known for absolutely stunning animation, especially with the designs of the characters. But now I want to talk about really the paint job of McQueen here, because I would say this is actually one of my favorite variants of Lady McQueen paint job wise, because it's very simple. It's simply the Radiator Springs and the 95 logo. So yeah, that's pretty standard, but I really like it because it just shows just how far Lightning has come from his glory days of being a standard race car all the way to pretty much just being a Radiator Springs resident so far. Yeah, the resident race car. I would say this is a really genuine growth of the character. And now I want to talk about the part I've always wanted to talk about for this episode, Turbo Mater. Because Turbo Mater is essentially a variation of Mater, who has essentially now become really fucking fast. Apparently, maybe even faster than Jackson Storm himself, but then again, almost many characters are faster than Jackson Storm, non-vehicle wise, or just standard vehicles. But still, Mater becomes so fast that he pretty much goes above 100 miles per hour, and even goes so fast that he almost fucking dies. So, yeah, that's really fun. But still, this was probably one of my favorite episodes of this show because it shows that Mater can be absolutely OP, which also proves that Mater, once again, is absolutely overpowered, as I talked about in my Mater power skill video. So make sure you check that out. So yeah, I already talked about how good the animation is, but now it's time we talk about really the characters. Now, I've already talked about Lightning, but I also want to talk about Mater. Mater in this series is basically the same as we all know as always, but there is a slight difference to this. It's because of the fact that he's struggling with his insecurities of not exactly being a real truck. Well, he is a tow truck after all, but not really a semi truck as we've seen. And we even get a whole musical number about how trucks are really done and how they do stuff. And it's a really great song. I'll even recommend it. I'll put the link in the description below, or you can just look it up on YouTube. It's pretty easy to find, but still, Mater pretty much finds his true calling as a truck, as several other different trucks pretty much come out to pretty much comfort him, really, and just sing a song about it, and really sing and dance with him, really. It's pretty wholesome, actually. And yeah, Mater is just overall exactly the same, but has his deeper insecurities, which we could really all relate to, really. I mean, we've all felt like we're not exactly the thing that we really want to be, and that's really relatable. That's a real part of life. And yeah, the next character I want to talk about in this series is Cruz, because she actually does make an appearance in this show, and it's overall pretty great because Cruz as a character, I mean, really did kind of grow after Cars 3, and now she's generally a racer, something she's generally wanted to be her whole life, and now she actually is that, and she's even getting her off season as well. And I love how she's just now has all these different random jobs that she somehow manages to juggle throughout her life, which is pretty impressive how she doesn't explode out of stress. I mean, she'd honestly probably need her own power scaling video, honestly, because it's pretty impressive how she can literally have several different jobs and not actually just want to not work anymore. That's pretty impressive. We even get to see even more of the Radiator Springs town gang, which is also really nice detail because we never really seen them outside of really Cars 3 or Cars 2. They were absolutely most prominent in the first film, of course, where we were just introducing them and really getting to know them. But now really, they're kind of really in the background now, and the voice actors are clearly getting older as they see, but they're still doing their voices extremely well, don't get me wrong, but yeah. It just kind of feels different, not really the same vibe. Overall, I really do like Cars on the Road. It's a nice extension to the franchise, and hopefully we'll probably get an extension to a fourth movie or maybe a season 2. But apparently, I don't know. Yeah. So that's it. That's my review on Cars on the Road, finally. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later in the next one. Probably make some more Cars content later down the year. So yeah, see you later, everyone. This is the Axle Shifter. Goodbye.